So one of the things I want to talk about today is telling the truth. Now, this topic is one that oftentimes narcissists don't want to even acknowledge, don't want to even admit that there's even a possibility out there, because in talking about the truth, it's normally revealing. It's revealing something about the toxic person. It's revealing an aspect, an idea, a thought process that a narcissist doesn't want to actually own up to. Have you been with someone that you knew that they were lying, but didn't want to tell the truth? A lot of times you're going to see this from a toxic person. Okay. When we talk about narcissists are almost like truth avoidant. They're running away from the truth time and time again. Like, I have to be able to avoid the truth at all costs. If I'm able to avoid the truth, then I'm able to not have to worry about being accountable, not have to worry about being responsible for my own actions. So a narcissist is typically running away from it, trying to appear different, trying to seem different, so they don't have to actually own up to the things that's actually happening inside. A lot of times people are like, how do I get a narcissist to actually admit? How do I get them to know that they're a narcissist? All these different things. And you have to understand, if they're not willing to engage with the truth of the situation, there is no change possible. Like, nothing is ever going to happen. If you're in a relationship today and you don't have someone who's showing honesty, vulnerability, and consistent change, you're not in a relationship. You're in a situation, and we need to work to actually get you clear so you can actually get free. Okay, let's see. What if you feel they're lying but can't find any proof, but it seems like something is off? A lot of times people struggle with this. Okay. Anyways, a lot of times you get to a place where you feel that they're lying, but you can't give it proof, but you find something is off. Like, the aspect there is then, okay, what are they actually demonstrating? Okay. If you're looking for proof of like, oh, are they cheating or not cheating? What does it actually mean of how they're actually showing up to you on a day-to-day basis? You typically don't find a cheater that's not having this infiltrated in other different aspects of your life. Okay, like maybe they are cheating or not cheating on you. Okay, but how are they actually demonstrating honesty? How are they actually demonstrating respect? How are they actually demonstrating love? There's different pieces to it. Okay, do they realize how stupid of a game their lies sound as they're saying them? They don't really care in the moment because they're just avoiding it. They're just moving forward. Okay. Yeah, so that's like a big part of it. All right, so when we're talking about this aspect of truth, you need to understand, like, the narcissist doesn't want to admit the truth. Okay, this is why the majority of narcissists will never change, will never transform to become the person that they could be, because of the fact that they're unwilling to actually engage with the truth. Let me tell you why. If I engage with the truth, I have to admit that my version of reality isn't actually true. Like, my version of reality, where I'm the one that's perfect, where I'm the one that's right, isn't actually true. And so that means I have to acknowledge that your opinion might actually exist. Now, if your opinion exists, it's going to contradict mine. It's going to against mine, right? Because I'm being abusive. So narcissist doesn't want to do that. Like, I don't want to be truthful about myself. It's avoiding of this. It's avoiding of the shame. It's avoiding of the guilt. Like, I don't want to have that in my life. So I got to do whatever I can to be able to avoid it. Like, a lot of times people are like, let me tell him he's a narcissist. Maybe he'll get this figured out. Let me work with him. Okay, but you need to understand, if he's unwilling to be honest, there is nothing you can work with. If the person is unwilling to be honest to themselves, to other people, there is no amount of narcissism you can bring to the table that they will ever admit, understand, or actually work through. Does that make sense? Because if you keep trying to hound and pound this aspect of, like, I need to make sure he understands he's a narcissist, but he's not even willing to be honest about the simple stuff, nothing's going to change. If you get what I'm saying right now, type in "I get it" into the chat. Let me know that you're actually hearing this. Saying he loves me, begging me to come home. Okay, how does he demonstrate that he loves you? How does he demonstrate on a consistent basis? If he doesn't demonstrate it, then he doesn't love. If he doesn't actually do, then there's no trying. Like, you need to be able to understand, a narcissist will try to manipulate and future fake and push you forward and forward and forward all different times. Okay, because they're trying to get you to believe their version of reality. They're trying to get you to believe an alternate version of reality. The narcissist does not live in truth. This is why a narcissist will not change, because the narcissist is unwilling to actually embrace the lies that they believe. For me, it took a long period of time and a lot of intensive to actually embrace the lies that I believed. I didn't want to. I wanted to be right. I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to have my image messed up. So I had to believe the lie that I wanted to believe, so I didn't show up as the bad guy. Even though I was being the bad guy, even though I was being abusive. I didn't want to believe that. So I had to tell myself a different version. Okay? Like, I had to tell myself a different version of reality. I love my wife, even though I was cheating on her. Like, I'm in love with other women, even though I didn't care. Like, there's all these different lies that were inundated into myself. But all they were was lies. One of the first people that a narcissist gaslights is themselves. To believe an alternate version of reality. To believe something that's actually not true. And you have this happen over and over and over again, it gets really hard for even the narcissist to understand what is true. This is why anytime you have a narcissist that even gets to even a slight piece of self-awareness, they start to spiral out because they start to wonder, I don't know what to actually believe. Is this narcissistic or is this me? And they get to a place where they're like, screw it, forget it, I'm not even going to do it. I've seen this happen multiple times. Where a guy reach out to me, we'll start talking through it, we'll start working, and he's like, wait a second, I don't even know it's real anymore. I'm like, I get it. And you have to start dealing only with the truth, the facts of the situation. What did you actually do? How did you do it? Owning up to things, starting to move forward. Is there any way to break through? If the person's not willing to be honest, there is no way to break through. Like, you need to understand the majority of people think, if I stay with them a little bit longer, I'll fix them. Did you know you're actually enabling them? You're being like, well, I'll just help them. I'll help them get better. I'll get them into therapy. I'll do these other things. You're enabling them. Like, I never changed for my wife, and I definitely never changed while she was here. Are you getting this? Like, she did not compel me to change. Sometimes people will try to look at my story and be like, oh, well, she left. That's why he changed. No, she left and I was like, awesome. Now I'm free. I finally have this person out of my life. I can do whatever I want. This is narcissistic thinking. Are you getting this? Like, the narcissist doesn't actually care about you. Oftentimes, I did a video a while ago, narcissist wants you to leave. We posted on TikTok. It's like a YouTube video I did a while back. And narcissist wants you to leave, but they don't want to look bad in it. Like, I wanted her to leave. I wanted her to leave so I could go do what I wanted to do. Because all I was concerned about was like, what did I want to do? Okay? Like, this piece of trying to get to the place of like discovering and seeing the truth, until you actually see the truth, until you actually work through this process, nothing will actually help set you free. Some things look like demonstrating love, but confusing because they're self-serving to the narrative only. So let me ask you this. If the person is demonstrating love and it's self-serving, the narcissist, like, how is that demonstrating love? Like, we might need to talk through like what that actually means, what that actually looks like what actually love looks like. Because otherwise we have a skewed version of it. Does that make sense? Is there a component of sex addiction in this as well? A lot of times narcissists have a lot of different addictions, period.